5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Ignition. Liftoff of the Falcon 9 and Crew Dragon. Go NASA, go SpaceX, Godspeed, Bob and Doug.
Oh, wow. It happened today. America has launched from Cape Canaveral in a historic mission. SpaceX has launched 2 astronauts to orbit, igniting a new era in space flight. This is the first time in nearly a decade that NASA has launched astronauts from U.S. soil. And really, look at that. It was truly an incredible sight to see. Good evening. I'm Jeannie Blaylock. We are so glad that you're with us this evening. Today's launch, as you know, was the second attempt after that bad weather scrubbed the mission on Wednesday. We have live team coverage for you tonight from the Space Coast in Florida. And let's start with Heather Crawford. And Heather, right now, the veteran astronauts that everybody's just calling Bob and Doug are heading to the International Space Station.
That is right, Jeannie. And off in the distance behind me is the launch pad at the Kennedy Space Center, where today history was made. And I have to tell you, I had chills watching that Falcon 9 rocket with the Crew Dragon capsule with those 2 American astronauts inside lift off this afternoon. Truly a remarkable, momentous day for our country. And this mission really changes the future of space exploration. It was so exciting to be here for this launch today. And right now, those 2 veteran astronauts, Bob Behnken and Doug Hurley, are traveling en route to the International Space Station. And so if all goes as planned, they should rendezvous and dock with the ISS tomorrow morning at around 10:30. Now today, SpaceX became the first private corporation ever to fly humans into orbit, paving the way for commercial space travel. And this is the final major test for SpaceX's human spaceflight system to be certified by NASA for crew missions to and from the ISS. So just a huge, enormous day here today. NASA has not yet decided how long those astronauts will stay on the ISS, when they'll return to Earth, but they say they could stay up there for up to 4 months. That's how long the spacecraft can stay in orbit. Now, hundreds and hundreds of people lined the streets. They were on boats in the water watching this history unfold here this afternoon. On your sides, Robert Bradfield continues our live team coverage from Titusville. And Robert, I know you had a chance to talk with a NASA contractor about what this mission means and the future of space exploration.
Yeah, and the contractor I did speak with has decades of experience sending astronauts into space, and he called today's moment exciting. And many other people who were here along US 1 in Titusville also sharing those same sentiments, saying they too were excited. Some people, though, camping out in their campers starting yesterday afternoon. The crowds, though, we noticed were much larger today than they were Wednesday. But that former NASA contractor said he had the dates on his calendar months in advance, of course, when the dates were announced here. However, just a few years ago, he had a front row seat to history. For 31 years, Jerry Mulberry lived out a childhood dream.
My desk literally was like from here, 30 feet away, I was sitting underneath a spaceship getting to go to work every day.
He began his career at NASA in 1980 as an inspector. 7 years later, he became a quality control engineer.
Made sure that the inspection points were correct, safety requirements were in the paper, and that the paper was actually ready to go to work on the different systems.
When the shuttle missions ended in 2011, Mulberry and thousands of other contractors were laid off. It was an end of an era and an end to the careers of many, including Mulberry. But others moved out of state, joining companies like Boeing.
And a lot of people moved out west to California and Colorado for different type of aerospace work.
Mulberry says he's excited to see what independent companies like SpaceX can do to reignite interest in U.S. space exploration. He'll be watching, knowing he played a part in getting us to where we are now.
To see this historic thing happen, I think a lot of people will want to come and see it.
And a lot of people did come out and see it. And as I've mentioned to our viewers, I grew up in Brevard County and really had the privilege of seeing every shuttle launch from my driveway. So this was just another incredible experience today. And I can only imagine, in looking at the crowds leave today and seeing the young children that were here and were so involved, I can really only imagine the young boys and the young girls telling their parents today, I want to do that. when I grow up. Heather.
Robert, thank you. Inspiring the next generation of astronauts for sure. You know, Vice President Mike Pence was here at Kennedy Space Center along with the President Trump, to watch the launch. And after it was a successful liftoff, the Vice President said that today we start a new mission, a mission to return astronauts, American astronauts, to the moon and ultimately land American astronauts on the face of Mars. Continuing our team coverage now is NBC's Jay Gray.
SpaceX Dragon, we're go for launch. Let's light this candle.
3, 2, 1, 0. Ignition. Liftoff of the Falcon 9 and Crew Dragon. Go NASA, go SpaceX. Godspeed, Bob and Doug.
As the SpaceX Falcon 9 tears away from Pad 39A.
And so rises a new era of American spaceflight, and with it the ambitions of a new generation continuing the dream.
The U.S. space program begins a new era in space exploration. President Trump and Vice President Pence watching just a few miles from the launch site.
I'm so proud of the people at NASA, all the people that work together, public and private. And when you see a site like that, it's incredible.
This is the first manned American-made spacecraft to lift off from U.S. soil in almost 9 years.
It is absolutely our honor to be part of this huge effort to get the United States back in the launch business.
A business that is looking up.
It was incredible. Appreciate all the hard work, and thanks for the great ride to space.
Mission Control says that everything is going as planned right now on Crew Dragon. The trip to the International Space Station should take about 19 hours. Jay Gray, NBC News, Kennedy Space Center.
So today, thanks to a private-public partnership, we begin a new era in space exploration. An exciting day. You know, it really took years to get to this point today, to get to this test flight. And as we speak right now, Bob and Doug, as they're affectionately known, are making their way to the International Space Station, where they will join a fellow American astronaut, Chris Cassidy, and 2 Russian cosmonauts already there aboard the ISS. So, Jeannie, a special day for our country, and I have to tell you, it was incredibly awesome and spectacular being here in Cape Canaveral to watch history being made. Back to you.